What's up guys, Josh aka SavageHydraa here, and welcome to a special episode, it's not an episode, of our how-to series. This is going to be a how not to. Basically, I'm going to commentate through a battle where something has gone wrong for either player, and show like a situation in which case doing something which you'd think normally would be good actually ends up being a massive hindrance to you. So in this case, there's two teams. It's not OU. It's in a separate independent rulings from a draft that I was part of. So that is a Mega Gengar my opponent has. And then my opponent also has Shaman, Raikou, Clefable, Mew, and Poliwrath. And I brought my Heatran, Weavile, Gothitelle, Vaporeon, Mega Bayonet, and my Hydreigon. So this one in particular is going to be an example of how not to use knockoff. And so let's get started. I'll just commentate through this as it goes. So my opponent led off with his Poliwrath, which is I believe it's a Rest Talk, Scold, and Circle Throw. And I led with my Heatran. I'm immediately bringing that back because I don't want to take any of Poliwrath's stab hits that are both super effective. I go out into Cyrus hoping to just block the a Scold. And Circle Throw comes through and forces my Vaporeon out. It switches into Gretchen, which is perfect because it just allows me to trick into the Poliwrath. And now that's Choice Scarfed into it's Scold. And my leftover is coming through. And now I'm not sure how many times I go for it, but I start setting up a few Calm Mines. And the Scold's doing very little damage anyway. I think I end up just going for it in the end because I get a bit scared of the getting burnt and having all that extra residual damage because I've got no like rest or anything on this set to recover. So at the moment it's just Scold versus Calm Mind and Scold versus Calm Mind, and this like goes through. Because this is like the standard way that you want to use Gothitelle. You normally like trap it in versus a support. Or something that's meant to like have a lot of spread in different moves and utility, and then you lock it into one move so it loses its potential. And at that point I decided to go for the Psychic because I did not want to risk the burn and I'm getting relatively low. A little bit of recovery off, still in positive HP in the green, but we're all good. So Mew then knocks off here and gets rid of Gretchen's leftovers. And I believe I went through a Thunderbolt to do at least some damage here. It did pretty much nothing, which tells me that the Mew's probably some form of specialty defensive. Because I'm at like +2 or +3 right now. So I was rather worried about how little damage I was doing to that thing. So another Thunderbolt, another bit more chip damage. Everything's good to get chip damage on a Mew. It's just generally bulky, base 100 stats across the board. So she's knocking off, and I'm sacking off Gretchen here because I feel like Gretchen's done her job. Taking out 1.5 Pokemon on her own, so. And without the Scarf, she's not really that useful for getting rid of the Clefable anymore. So I go out into my Woosar, my Weavile, and I think I go straight for the knockoff here. Yep. Pretty sure I go for the knockoff. Oh, I go for the fake out. First time fake out. We're good. And then I think I switch out here, yep, because I don't want to take a Moonblast or a Flamethrower. And I go into Scorch, because Heatran's the only thing I think in the game that actually has a 4x resistance Fairy. So this Moonblast is going to do nothing. Yeah, so it does all of 9 damage. So leftover is going to bring that back up to full. I believe here I go for the really obvious Flash Cannon. And he withdraws Clefable and sends up Mew. So I put up my Stealth Rock. Okay, yeah. So I wanted more chip damage going off there. because a lot, as you see, very soon, a lot of switching goes around, and a lot of like, I'm almost like trying to establish a pattern. So knockoff comes in here. So my Hydreigon has lost my choice Scarf. So I've lost my choice advantage in speed. But here I'm going to go for the Dark Pulse. And Clefable comes out, which is kind of an obvious switch, but I'm not making any risky plays yet. I'm just going for the stab moves. It still does a decent chunk of damage, which probably tells me that the Claybal's physically defensive. But then easy going out into Morticia. Frisking it. It does have the Shed Shell, so it clearly he was prepared for my Gothitelle, because Shed Shell allows you to switch out of Shadow Tag. So then I want to get my Mega Revolution off here. And because I believe this thing's going to be Magic Guard, I believe I go for a Thunder Wave. Yeah, I go for a Thunder Wave to paralyze it, because that's going to be the best way of hindering this Clefable. Because obviously poison and burn damage won't actually do anything to it because it's got Magic Guard. So I get the special attack drop there, which isn't too big of a deal with Bayonet. But I switch out anyway because there's no point in Bayonet going in there, it's done its job. Scorch can come in and eat up that Moonblast, nice and easy, nice and 9 damage, or 10 damage that time. And again, I think I'm going to go for the, this might be the turn that I go for the risky plays. No, so I go for the Flash Cannon again, I go for the safe play again. I think again here, I'll switch out into the Hydreigon. I'll use his Roost. I might be going for the Lava Plume here to get a burn off, try and get a burn off. I think that's what I do. There we go, yeah, the Lava Plume. So I think this might actually be the one that burns. No, it doesn't, okay. But yeah, I think at this point I go, oh no, I stay in again. I think I'm fishing for the burn right now. Oh, and the crit knockoff as well, that did decent amount of damage. But yeah, I'm fishing for the burn right now. That's what I'm going for, I think. There's the burn, so that counteracts the leftovers, gets the Mew going a bit, prevents it from being as stally and recovery based. So you can see from my opponent's team, he's got a lot of bulk on him, whereas I've got, well, I have a bit of bulk, but I've got a lot of like offensive like power as well with Weavile, Hydreigon, and it is defensive, but Heatran still is a massive threat. So I went to my Weavile here, so I think I go for the Fake Out. Because why not? And Clefable comes out. I'll go for the knockoff, so do a little bit of chip damage. That did actually quite a lot of damage though, because the Shed Shell was still on, so allowed that to come out. Do a bit more damage, and then I come in here. Heatran, as per usual, again. And this is where the plays happen, I believe. So this is going to do the nice and 9 damage, and then he's going to withdraw Clefable. And Raikou comes out. Oh, okay. So he wants, because he wants to eat up, he's going to eat up this Flash Cannon with the Raikou, rather than the Mew, because the Mew's burnt. That's not going to do that much damage. So I'm going to protect here to scout out what this Raikou wants to do. So it's going to go for Thunderbolt. So then I come back. I believe I go into Morticia here. This was probably a misplay on my part, but I decided that I felt that I didn't really need the Mega Bayonet. I wanted to kind of hopefully live one and get a Destiny Bond off, but that didn't end up happening. So I sent out Wusar. The obvious thing to do here is Fake Out. So he's going to switch out and go into the Clefable probably. Yep. Fake Out. But not doing much damage at all. And then, so we switch out again because obviously Moonblast is not going to be doing anything. It's going to do a lot. Don't want to take that Moonblast. So he's going to go for the healing on his Clefable. So right now, what I'm doing is waiting for that Mew to come out. And I switch into Mirror Jane here. This is risky, but I predicted that he thought he was going to go into the Mew. And there's the Mew. So now, the obvious thing, he doesn't want to take a Dark Pulse. So my play here is, when the stuff goes through, I went for Flash Cannon. And the Clefable comes in as predicted. I get Flash Cannon off, and that's going to hurt that Clefable. That Clefable is gone now. It's irrelevant. So the Mew comes out again, and I'm no longer scarfed, so I'm not locked into my Flash Cannon. So the Flash Cannon's going to be there, do a little bit of damage, but now I'm free to Dark Pulse because the I'm not scarfed anymore. So there goes the Dark Pulse. The Mew goes. So I think that might have been a mistake on him to go out into the Mew because I think he might have thought I was still scarfed. And then the Gengar comes out. So I was really scared of this Gengar because if it's got Dazzling Gleam as a Mega Gengar, this is gonna hurt. I needed my Scarf because I'm absolute max speed Hydreigon to outspeed the Mega Gengar. But I don't have it. But I was very, very surprised when this Dark Pulse killed. Very surprised. I thought Mega Gengar was a little bit more bulky than that, but then again, Hydreigon does have the highest special, it's got the strongest Dark Pulse of any Pokemon in the game apart from Darkrai. So maybe it should be expected. But I go for my Flamethrower here, so that did a lot of damage to that Shaman. Not quite a one-hit KO because again, it's a Pixie, so it's got 100 base stats across the board, nice and bulky, lots of HP. He goes for an Energy Ball, bit of chip damage, quite a bit of chip damage actually. As you can see, it's Life Orbs, so that's an offensive Shaman. And I go for my second Flamethrower and take out the Shaman. So now you can see Hydreigon's just gone 3-0 because I managed to get a good switch in. Raikou comes out. And I believe I go for the Dark Pulses here. So he goes for a Thunderbolt. I don't think this kills. And it doesn't. And I go for my Draco Meteor. And pew! So, the Hydreigon... sorry, I just dropped my stylus. The Hydreigon, I was planning on using that to take out the Clefable, but I did bring double Flash Cannon for it. Oh, because I KO'd the Raikou, the Leech Seed didn't apply. So I got out there and got the Draco Meteor off, took out the Raikou, and now the Leech Seed comes in. But I believe now, at this point, Clefable's his last Pokemon. So, Hydreigon unfortunately goes down, but gets a nice 4 kills to its name. Mirror Jane is doing the work. And Scorch can come in now. Clefable's his only remaining Pokemon, so I can just Flash Cannon all the way, and that straight away Stab Flash Cannon is taking out that Clefable nice and easy. And that's the end of it. So you can see there, the knockoff from the Mew actually secured my victory by getting rid of the choice limitation on my Hydreigon, allowing me to diversify my moveset to get that switch, when I actually outsped pretty much all of the team, apart from the Raikou. So, yeah, a good example of how not to knock off, and hopefully we might have some more of these how not to specials in the future. If you like this video, then obviously hit that thumbs up down below, and of course there's also the subscribe button if you want to keep track of all these videos coming up and want to see more. And any comments down below you have also, it'd be nice to see if you think I could have done anything particularly better in that game, or yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.